World Press Conference here, President, American Veterans of Igbo Descent, AVID. World Press Conference here in Abuja, Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, friends of justice, compatriots at home and abroad, we are not here for polite diplomacy. We are here to speak truth to a power that hides behind injustice. This is an indictment, not only of Nigeria's persecution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but of Britain's deliberate complicity in violating the UN Convention Against Torture in Article 5 to 7 and the Dre Auto Judice principle. Britain has abandoned its own citizens to torture, and history will remember. 4 years of silence, 4 years of complicity. For over 4 years, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been detained after being abducted in Kenya on 27th June 2021. This was not an arrest. It was a kidnapping, violating Kenya sovereignty under Article 2, subsection 4 of the UN Charter. The African Charter was violated. The UN Convention Against Torture was violated. As the UK Supreme Court ruled in Belhave versus Straw 2017, rendition is a violation of international law and fundamental rights. Britain's response with a question, a whisper for clarification. Britain's silence is not golden. It is crimson with complicity. From Britain to today, the blood-red thread. The silence continues Britain's policy towards the Igbos from 1967 to 1970. You armed Nigeria and ignored the starvation of millions. Half a century later, that policy is unchanged. Britain's betrayal of the Igbo did not end in 1970. It simply changed uniform. In October 2021, British consular officials visited Kanu. Days later, Nigeria amended charges, dropping reference to London broadcasts. Coincidence? I don't think so. This coordination violates the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, Article 5, and the ICCPR, Article 14. Britain didn't just look away, it helped script the persecution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let's get to the dual citizenship excuse. Britain claims he is also Nigerian. Our hands are tied. International law disagrees. The The ICJ in Nottingham, 1955, genuine citizenship triggers protection. UK Case Law Guidance 2023, Section 3.1, assistance is mandatory irrespective of dual nationality. El Salvador versus UK, ECHR 2016, denial of consular access violates Article 3. Dual nationality is not a death sentence, unless Britain makes it one. Britain's endorsement of travesty. Britain endorses double jeopardy, violating ICCPR Article 14, subsection 7. Charges under repealed laws, breaching ICCPR Article 15. A Supreme Court defying precedent, FRN versus Mubike 2022. Britain would never accept this for a British citizen in Europe. But for an Igbo man in Africa, in Nigeria, it is business as usual. Protecting the colonial Frankenstein. Why? Because Kanu challenges the artificial state Britain built in 1914. Because he's an Igbo man. And Britain's record is of suppression. Britain is still protecting the Frankenstein it built in 1914, even if it means destroying its own citizens. The issue of discharge is not acquittal. That's a lie from pit of hell. After the Court of Appeal discharged Kanu in 2022, Britain whispered, discharge is not acquittal. This is false. Fallacy. Adetona versus IGP 2020, discharge was acquittal. Unison versus Lord Chancellor 2017, governments must uphold the rule of law. Britain supplied a lie that keeps Kanu in chains. Is President danger? Kanu's health is failing. Under Article 12, ICESCR and Dixon versus UK, ECHR 2007, Britain must intervene medically. Failure makes it complicit in debt. If Kanu dies, Britain will not be an observer. It will be an accomplice. Our demands. We demand Britain, number one, to publicly condemn the rendition by El Masari versus Macedonia 2012. Number two, we demand immediate release by ICJ Diana case 2010. Number three, launch a parliamentary inquiry into Vienna Convention breaches. Number 4, end diplomatic cover violating erga omnes human rights obligations. A government that claims to defend human rights must start with its own citizens. If Britain claims to be a nation of law, act like it. Stop hiding behind selective morality. Silence is not neutrality. It is.
All right, wonderful people. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back-to-back update and information as the world. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news is dropping, you will be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper as it is hot. The American veterans of Igbo descent have come up with a demand as regards Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. I know you have watched that video, and on it, they are demanding that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be released, that he should not die in the DSS detention, that if anything happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in that detention, that Britain will not be just an observer, but they will be an accomplice to the crime of rendition and allowing Mazi Kanu to rot in prison without giving a proper judgment. According to them, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, being a Nigerian citizen, is as well a British citizen. He occupies a dual citizenship, a British citizen and a Nigeria citizen. And the American veterans of Igbo descent are arguing that there were other cases similar to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. They mentioned the cases of other countries' citizens that were like this, and Britain intervened. And according to them, they are arguing that the reason why British government have refused to intervene in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is because he is a black and he is a Nigerian. For other Western citizens that came from other countries and domiciled in Britain and has dual citizenship, when they had issues in other countries of their origin, Britain intervened because those people were their citizens, they believed. But now it has reached Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's turn, and Britain has not blinked an eye. Britain is arguing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a Nigerian citizen, that he is occupying a dual citizenship, therefore that they will not intervene in his case because he was arrested outside Britain. All right, and the American veterans of Igbo descent are of this opinion that the reason why Britain has refused to intervene in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is as a result that Kanu is fighting to divide the country Britain created, that they will go according to Vienna Convention. There were a lot of things that were written in that particular convention. The reason why Britain have, given a reluctant ear concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that they felt that Kanu is a threat to them. Kanu is a threat to the country they molded, a country they built, a country they are gaining from. Because of course, even though that the country called Nigeria has secured independence in 1960, somehow they are still indirectly under Britain. If you have been very observant with Nigerian elections, especially presidential elections, you will find out that those who are elected are the people who Britain accepts. For example, before Buhari was elected, he went to London. Before Tinubu was elected, he went to London. Jonathan went to London. All these people first go to London first. I don't know if they are going to London is to go there and sign an agreement or something like that, but there has been a reputation of this going to London before the person assumes office. It's not maybe for other ones they are going to London maybe for a visit, but whenever it is election, you find out that whoever goes to London is automatically the presidential flag bearer winner of that particular election. It has happened in so many elections, and somehow a lot of people are of the opinion that Britain still have a hand in what is happening in Nigeria. They have a hand in Nigerian politics. They have a hand in the situation of Nigeria today, because Nigeria is their milk industry. That is where they milk a lot of things. And you and I will agree that in our own common parlance, where we call MAGA, nobody agrees to leave their MAGA or allow your MAGA to open eye, because once your MAGA opens eye, that means that you no go chop again. When your mugu open in eye, you no go chop again. And there is this saying in our common parlance that when mugu fall, naga man na him get the chopping sin. So as it is in this game, the country called NIG is Britain's mugu, and they are Britain's MAGA, and Britain cannot allow their MAGA to open eye, because once their MAGA open eye, it means that they are chopping sin, no go come out again. And that is why they have fought tooth and nail against anything that will bring a division of the country called Nigeria. They don't want it to be divided, because once the country is divided, that means that British has lost access, and even if they still maintain access to Nigeria, they will not have access to the large part of the country, because some part have seceded, and that's why they are fighting to make sure that whosoever brings up this issue of secession, this issue of referendum, this issue of independence of a particular entity from Nigeria, Britain make sure that it is foul. An American veteran of Igbo descent are calling Britain to intervene, that their citizen is involved, and Britain has kept a deaf ear over this particular situation. Now, these people have demanded immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from detention. They have quoted a lot of constitution, both United Nations Constitution, United Charter Constitution, and a lot of constitution that proves that because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged, that he should be acquitted. But Britain is saying that discharge is not acquittal. And other court, the Supreme Court has maintained that discharge is not acquittal. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged does not mean that he has been acquitted. And this is the first time we are hearing this kind of thing. I'm not a lawyer, but these lawyers have a lot of terminology that they can come up with. And when they come up with it, you see lots of argument coming up. All right, American veteran of Igbo descent, you people have done well to have said your mind. And if every other, you know, organization in our Igbo will come up like this, both the organization of the governors, I believe that if the governors had come together, or if they will come together to say, Mr. President, please, can you release this our brother for us? People like Sunday Goho were released. People like Ezaki, all these people who did more than Mazen and Kano, they are all free now, and yet Kano has not yet been free. All right, I think the onus is on Igbo people. Iwanyang was on this issue before he passed on, and to me, it seems as if he did not, bring about a proper judgment or follow the case as it should be as a leader of the Ohaneze ndị Igbo. Maka na ndị be anyị sị na anyụkọta mamịrị ọnụ, mamịrị agbapụ ụfụfụ, mana nke ndị Igbo adịrị ya. Anyị na-eche ndị Igbo ka fa anyụkọta mamịrị ọnụ ka ọ gba ụfụfụ, mana anya bụ mamịrị ekwere anyụ. Alright, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain, and if this is your first time of joining us, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember that to on your notification button so that whenever our news is dropping, you go be the first we'll collect them. Thank you for being part of this channel. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being here for us. Without you, there will be no us.